In this section, we move from the problem into the thinking model. To understand why students struggle when buying laptops, we need to understand how they actually make decisions. This conceptual framework explains how students evaluate laptop attributes, form perception of value and trust, and finally decide whether to purchase or not. Okay, the objective of this framework is very simple. It shows how different laptop attributes work together, not separately in a student's mind. Instead of looking only at price or performance, this model explains the full decision journey from features to perception to final choice. This framework integrates four critical elements. First, functional attributes, the spec students see. Second, trust mechanism, things that reduce fear. Third, advisory support, how information is explained. And finally, psychological outcomes, how students feel about the decision. These are the attributes students usually see first. Price acts as the entry grade, especially in the 5 until 10 million IDR segment, performance, screen quality, and battery life support daily academic needs. Weight and design matter for mobility, but usually after budget consent, these attributes shape perceived usefulness and affordability. Students don't just worry about specs, they worry about the risk. What happens if the laptop breaks? Can I claim warranty? Is the seller reliable? These trust attributes significantly reduce anxiety and strongly influence brand confidence. This is where retailers become extremely important. Students often don't understand technical terms. Good consultation translates specs into real-life benefit when explanations are clear and bundles are transparent. Perceived risks are dropped dramatically. These are the psychological bridge between attributes and decision. Students don't buy specs; they buy perceived value. They don't trust brands, they build perceived trust, and most importantly, they want decision to feel simple, not overwhelming. When value, trust, and simplicity are high, students are more likely to choose a brand. In simple terms, this is how the model works. Functional attributes build perceived value, trust attributes reduce fear, consultation simplify complexity. When these three come together, students feel confident enough to buy. This visualize summarize everything we discussed. Notice how perceived value anchor how price anchor perceived value, trust attributes directly influence purchase intention, and advisory support play a central role in reducing complexity. This is why consultation-based retailers are so powerful in the student segment. Students are different from professionals or gamers. They have limited budget, they are more uncertain, and this is often their first major tech purchase. That's why trust and consultation matter more here than in other segments. This framework is not theoretical, it's practical. Brands can prioritize attributes that truly matter. Retailers can structure better consultation scripts. Marketing teams can shift from specs to benefit and trust message. Okay, now that we understand how students think, the next question is simple. How do we measure this? In the next section, we'll translate this framework into a research methodology and analytical approach.